You did not go looking for it. You were not that kind of man, or at least that is what you told yourself. You were in Thailand for work or for a conference or just to finally take the trip you had been postponing for 3 years. You were married. You were not unhappy. Exactly. And then a Thai woman looked at you in a way your wife had not looked at you in 4 years. And something in your chest moved that you thought had stopped moving. You did not plan what happened next, but you also did not stop it. Here is what was actually happening and why Thai women are far more perceptive about a man's interior life than he ever expects. Foreign men consistently underestimate how quickly a Thai woman reads a room and reads a man. By the time a married man has convinced himself he is simply being friendly, she has already assessed his situation with reasonable accuracy. She is not guessing. She is reading a set of signals she has seen before in men who came before you and men who will come after. Thai social intelligence is finely tuned from childhood, navigating complex family hierarchies, unspoken obligations, and face-saving dynamics at every level of life. Develops a precise ability to read people without being told anything directly. A man who is unhappy in his marriage carries it in his body, in the way he relaxes when he travels, in the way he responds to something as simple as basic warmth, in the way he looks at a woman who actually takes the time to see him. These are not subtle signals to someone who is paying attention. He was at a restaurant, she was a friend of a friend. Nothing was said between them about anything personal. She watched him laugh differently than he had laughed all evening once, briefly, when she made a small offhand joke. She registered something in that laugh that his wife had stopped registering years ago. He thought he was being discreet. He was not. Before judging what happened, understand what she read because she read it correctly. The question is not why she saw it. The question is why you were showing it. She knew. She knew before he ordered his first drink. Before we continue, please subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any videos in the future. The easy explanation for what happens between married foreign men and Thai women is transactional. She wanted money, security, a foreign connection, a way out of something. That explanation is sometimes true, but it is not the whole truth, and for many Thai women, it is not even the primary truth. Many Thai women who become involved with married foreign men are responding to something emotional. A man who is starving for something she can easily give and who is so visibly grateful for it that it moves her. Thai women are deeply empathetic by cultural formation. Seeing someone in emotional need and having the capacity to relieve it creates a pull that is not purely calculated. It is not a strategy. It is closer to instinct. There is a specific kind of man who is extremely easy to feel something for the man who is clearly good but clearly going without. He is not aggressive, not demanding, not performing. He is simply present and quietly hungry for basic warmth. That profile activates something in a Thai woman that is not entirely rational and not entirely chosen. He was not flashy. He was not spending lavishly or trying to impress anyone. He was just kind and slightly sad in the way that certain men are sad without admitting it even to themselves. She could not explain to her friend why she was interested in him. Her friend understood anyway. If you are that man, kind, quiet, clearly going without something you used to have, understand that you are visible in Thailand in a way you are not at home. That visibility is not a trap, but it is an opportunity that carries real consequences on both sides. He thought no one noticed he was lonely. She noticed first. Western men carry a specific cultural framework around marriage and infidelity, guilt, transgression, moral failure, a line that has been crossed. Thai women carry a different framework, one that is more pragmatic and less absolute in its architecture. This does not mean she has no values. It means her values are organized differently around different reference points shaped by a different history. Infidelity among Thai men has historically been common and culturally tolerated to a degree that would genuinely shock most Westerners. The concept of a minor wife, a second household, an arrangement that exists alongside the primary marriage, these are not distant abstract ideas in Thai culture. Thai women grow up understanding that relationships are not always clean, simple structures with clear rules that everyone follows. Because she was not raised with the same rigid moral architecture around monogamy, she does not experience the same cognitive dissonance a Western woman would feel in the same situation. She is not rationalizing her way past something she knows is wrong. She simply has a different starting point, and that starting point changes the entire texture of what happens between you. He expected her to ask about his wife after the first night. He had prepared himself for the question, for having to explain, for some version of guilt being handed back to him. She did not ask. He brought it up himself, half confessing, expecting judgment. She looked at him calmly and said, "I know." He did not know what to do with that. Do not assume she is unaware or does not understand the situation. She understands it clearly. She has made a choice with that understanding. What you do with your side of it is your responsibility, not hers. She did not judge him. That was the most disorienting thing that had ever happened to him. Thai women are not romantically naive. They read relationship dynamics with a clarity that often exceeds the man's own self-awareness about his situation. She is not just seeing that he is unhappy. She is seeing specifically what he is missing, and she knows without being told that she can provide it. Observation without confrontation is a deeply Thai social skill. She has spent her whole life watching what is not said, reading a room from the texture of silences and glances and small gestures. Reading a marriage's emotional temperature from the outside is not difficult for her. What most unhappy married men are missing is not simply sex. It is being seen, being warmly received without having to perform for it. Being attended to without having to earn it through argument or negotiation or the slow grinding work of convincing someone to care. She identifies this specific gap and fills it without being asked. That is the real reason it becomes so complicated, so fast, for men who thought they were in control of what was happening. He showed her one photograph of his life at home, not his wife, just his house, his kitchen, his routine. A picture of where he had breakfast that morning. She looked at it for a long moment and said, "It looks very quiet." He did not answer. She already knew she was right. If a Thai woman can read your marriage's emotional state from a photograph of your kitchen, it is worth pausing on what that means. This is not about Thailand. This is about what you are carrying and whether you are willing to look at it honestly while you are still here. She looked at a photo of his kitchen and understood his marriage. He had been living there for 11 years. The conversation about married men and Thai women almost always focuses entirely on the man, his choices, his guilt, his situation, his conscience, what this means for his life at home. Almost no one asks what she is carrying. She is not without risk, she is not without cost. In Thai society, a woman known to be involved with a married man risks real reputational damage. Her family, her community, sometimes her employment can all be affected by what becomes known or suspected. She is not operating in a consequence-free environment simply because she appears comfortable and does not complain about it. Many Thai women who become involved with married foreign men develop genuine feelings they have no workable framework for, because nothing between them can be formalized or introduced or explained to anyone who matters, because she cannot bring him home to her mother. The emotional cost is real, and it is almost entirely hers to carry alone, in silence. After he goes back to his real life, he flew home. He told himself it was one trip, it was contained, no one got hurt. She told no one where she had been or who she had spent 3 days with. She went back to her normal life, answered the group chat, showed up to work, said nothing to anyone. The cost was real. It was just invisible to him because he was already on the other side of it. If you are in this situation or thinking about it, understand that the woman across from you is not a tourist experience that begins and ends with your itinerary. She is a person absorbing something she cannot easily put down. That does not mean stop. It means be honest with her and with yourself about what you are actually asking her to carry. He went home. She stayed. That is never nothing. Some men enter these situations and manage them with honesty, clarity, and real care for the woman involved. Most men do not. Most men manage them with avoidance, with vagueness, with the quiet hope that geography will eventually solve the problem by putting enough distance between them and any real consequence. The difference between those two outcomes is almost entirely determined by self-awareness specifically, whether you were honest with yourself before the situation fully began. Thai women are patient and they are indirect by cultural habit, which means a man can sustain a vague, undefined situation much longer here than he could in Germany or the United States. That patience should not be mistaken for an absence of feeling or expectation. She has both. She is simply not putting them in your face. The men who handle this badly are almost always the ones who never honestly assessed what they were looking for. They drifted into something they were emotionally hungry for without ever acknowledging the hunger to themselves, let alone to her. The men who handle it well are the ones who were honest with themselves first and then carried that honesty into every conversation they had with her. Two men, same hotel, same week in Bangkok. The first man was vague about everything, promises nothing specific, stays warm enough to keep her close, flies home, does not reply for 3 weeks, then reappears in her messages when he books another trip. The second man was honest from the first evening, clear about his situation, clear about what he could and could not offer, clear about what he actually felt even when that was uncomfortable to say out loud. She remembered the second man differently. So did he. I want to interrupt for a second because I have been working on something for a very long time, and this is the point where it becomes relevant. I wrote a complete guide called From Hello to Her Bedroom, Luna's Seduction Playbook for Western Men in Thailand. It covers the full picture. How to find the right Thai woman, how to seduce her, how to communicate across the gap, and how to not be the man who flies home having left a mess behind. Two men wrote to me yesterday after reading it. Ryan from Seattle, he told me the guide made him realize he had spent 3 trips to Thailand being vague with women who deserved more than that. He said he finally understood what he had actually been doing. And Patrick from Glasgow, he followed the chapter on meeting the right woman, built something real, and just came back from his second visit to see her and had great nights with his Thai girlfriend. For now, it is just $14. The link is pinned in the comments, not the description. Vagueness is not kindness. It never was. It is just delayed damage dressed up as consideration. The only difference between those two men was that one of them told the truth earlier. Before we continue, please subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any videos in the future. This video is not really about Thai women. It is about what happens when a man has been emotionally underfed for long enough that a stranger's basic warmth becomes the most significant thing that has happened to him in years. That is a marriage conversation, not a Thailand conversation. Thailand amplifies what is already present. The warmth is real, the ease is real, the quality of attention is real, but it also acts as a mirror. What you see here, what you feel here, is often a precise reflection of what is absent at home rather than simply an addition to your life. Men do not seek out these situations because they are predatory or calculating or looking for damage to cause. Most of them are just genuinely lonely inside a structure that looks functional from the outside, a house, a schedule, a marriage that works on paper. The loneliness is real. The marriage may also be worth saving. These two things are not mutually exclusive, and holding both of them at once is the hardest thing most of these men will ever do. He came home from Thailand. Same house, same routine, Same bed and same ceiling and the same silence that had been accumulating for years. He lay awake and thought about a conversation that had lasted 40 minutes over bad coffee in a place he could not find again on a map if he tried. He had not had a conversation like that at home in 2 years. That was the information. He did not know yet what to do with it. Use what Thailand shows you as information, not just as escape. If what you experience here is something that is genuinely available to you at home, in your marriage, in your relationship, then the question is why you stopped reaching for it. If it is genuinely not available, that is a different question entirely, but it is a question worth asking honestly while you still have the clarity that comes from being away. Thailand did not create the problem. Thailand just turned the light on. Thai women who become involved with married foreign men deserve honesty. Not a confession, not a dramatic scene, not a formal accounting of your domestic situation. Just the basic respect of clarity about what this is, about what it is not, about what you can actually offer and what you cannot. Most married men give them warmth and vagueness in roughly equal measure. That specific combination is the one that causes the most quiet, lasting damage, because the warmth makes her feel something is real, and the vagueness prevents her from ever knowing what she is dealing with. A Thai woman will rarely demand clarity from you. Kringjai, the deep cultural reluctance to impose, to push, to create discomfort for someone else, means she is far more likely to accommodate your ambiguity than to push back against it directly. That makes it very easy for a man to give her very little and never face a direct consequence from her, but the absence of a direct consequence is not the same as the absence of harm. She deserves to know whether she is a chapter or a footnote. She will not always ask. That does not mean she does not need to know. He was leaving in 2 days. He had said nothing real about what this was or what it meant or whether he would come back or whether if he did come back it would be for her. She helped him pack his bag. She folded something of a shirt, something small, and handed it to him without looking at his face. He almost said something true. He did not. He has thought about that moment on and off for 2 years. If you are the man in this situation, say the true thing before you get on the plane, even if it is uncomfortable, even if the truth is not what she wants to hear. If you are the Thai woman in the situation, I am talking to you now. You are allowed to ask what this is. You are allowed to say what you need. Keeping silent does not protect you. It just makes the uncertainty yours to carry alone, for as long as you choose to carry it. She folded his shirt. He said nothing honest. He is still thinking about that. What happens between married foreign men and Thai women is not simple. It is not purely transactional, not purely romantic, not purely anyone's fault, not something that fits cleanly into the moral categories most Western men arrive here carrying. What it almost always is, underneath everything else, is a man finally feeling something he had stopped allowing himself to feel at home. And a woman who was perceptive enough to see it and warm enough to offer something in response. What you do with that, how honestly you handle it, how clearly you are willing to see yourself inside it, that is the only thing you actually control. Thailand will keep being Thailand. The question is who you decide to be inside it. And if this channel is giving you something real, something honest, something worth coming back for, subscribe. There is more coming. Creating those videos is often stressful next to a full-time job. So if you enjoy watching my videos, then please support me by subscribing to my channel. It just shows the algorithm that you like these kinds of videos. And if you want the full map, how to find the right woman here, how to be honest in a way that actually works, it is all in the guide pinned in the comments.